Hello there, and welcome. My name is Dr. Karuna Satori, TINGLE MD, and first I would like to say thank you for coming into such a vulnerable appointment today, if you will. I'm going to be running some tests on you. No worries, 100% safe. Honestly, it's beneficial to your health and to my studies. I'm going to be doing what's known as a trigger test, and it is a visual, audio, sense, sound, things like that, hearing, etc., where I test some things, for example, maybe a tapping trigger or a hair trigger. So I am going to be having to ask you if I may touch you today. I'm going to be taking your heart first. I'm going to take your temperature. I'm going to do a vision test very quickly, just to make sure that you are 100% sharp for this test today. I see that you are wearing the appropriate attire, and I very much respect that. Thank you. I want all my patients to come in here very relaxed and not feeling very vulnerable themselves, if you know what I mean. So, first thing is first, may I touch you today in this appointment? Brilliant. All right, so let me just grab my chart here, and we'll begin. You're going to see me do a number of things today that may seem out of the ordinary. For example, what I was just doing to this book. And there are reasons for all of this. So, first thing I'm going to ask you to do is first have a seat in this relaxing chair. Compliments of some type of furniture store, I can't remember. Forgive my ignorance. I have my coffee here. I'm going to be the one awake, and hopefully you are going to be the one who is asleep today. Tapping, one trigger. Okay, let me open my brand new notebook here. I got it from a friend of mine who said she stole it from a spa. She's actually one of my patients here. And I fell in love with the design so much that I said, why not, as a little bit touchy, marked up as it is, that's completely okay. Not all things in life can be perfect. So, the reason for this appointment today, again, is I'm going to be testing your triggers for what is known as a phenomenon called ASMR. It stands for Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response, and what that does is create a sensation in the brain and body. The consciousness level is higher up when you are experiencing ASMR. Your awareness is actually up and your focus is at 100% in the brain. The study is so new that they have not truly found the reason or what actually causes ASMR other than certain tests and triggers is what they're called, such as tapping, mouth sounds, unintentional ASMR. For example, you may be getting ASMR right now sitting here for a doctor appointment. There truly is no 100% study that is relatable to this new phenomenon. It has helped depression. It has cured me as a previous drug addict a long, long time ago. Drug addicts will always be known as recovering addicts, but me, myself, as an 8-year recovering addict, it truly does make a difference. The suicide rates for those tested with ASMR have been down, and I am here to spread this word to everybody. So, let me get a blank page here and we'll begin. No pressure here, no judgment. Please feel free to relax, close your eyes. Just please answer these following questions at this time. May I have your full name, please? Okay. Can I have your date of birth? Thank you. Are you allergic to anything? Medications, things of that nature? Are you on any medications? I have to ask. Okay. If taken regularly or not regularly, how often and when do you take these medications? Does that include Tylenol and ibuprofen as well? Anti-inflammatory medications and things of that nature? Brilliant. Thank you. Okay. Have you ever heard of what's known as ASMR before? Okay, okay. Do you watch YouTube? Sure. If not, have you heard of Karuna Satori ASMR? What about Minx Laura 123 or ASMR Alyssa? Have you heard of these ASMR channels? I suggest you check them out. I will write a prescription at the end of this appointment. Alright, we're almost finished here. Do you know your height and weight? Just an estimate. Sure. Your date of birth I got states your age. Great. For the statistics here. Do you suffer from any type of depression or anxiety? In fact, in your chart, I've seen that you have a little bit of trouble sleeping at night. And yes, a very small amount of anxiety, although, and I do not mean this in any negative way, I have tested you before, and it seems that your anxiety is caused by your mental state creating the anxiety to be more crippling than it actually is. So I have diagnosed you with a low form of anxiety in the past. Do you feel that you still have this anxiety today? Sure. Okay. Have you eaten any meals since you've come? What have you eaten today, if you don't mind me asking? Starting with, okay. Second. Anything else have you eaten today? Have you had any sodas or, let's see, alcohol, things of that nature? It is a bit late, but I'd still like to ask. Okay. And you are prepared to sleep here tonight, correct? Brilliant. We have nurse medical on staff. Obviously not with us right now. I'm trying to put you to sleep, not keep you up. It's okay if you don't fall asleep. That is part of the test. If you do not fall asleep by the end of this medical appointment, what is going to happen is we are going to ask if you would still like to stay here. That way we can monitor the way you sleep, and if not, if you do fall asleep, we are still going to monitor the way you sleep without any wires or anything of that nature. We already have the technology to look inside your brain without any physical interference. So, okay. Let's see. I'm going to be reviewing that notebook again at the end of this test. If you're asleep, no worries. If you're awake, I will go over some questions with you. I would like to start off by doing a little spiritual experiment just for my personal tests. You did sign a waiver at the beginning of making this appointment, and if you are not comfortable with any of these procedures, please stop me during. If you continue on and something does happen, like pure relaxation or bliss, I cannot stop that. This right here is a root chakra candle. You may be wondering things like, why do they always label it like root chakra? Well, root chakra has a number of spiritual backgrounds, and one of those backgrounds being Dr. Emoto, rest in peace. He did studies where he would put words on water and then pray to that water, freeze the water, and then look at the crystals. He would also talk very poorly on the opposite. Let's, for example, I have a root chakra candle and a crown chakra candle. Let's say I started spewing hate to this candle. I very much dislike you, candle. You're a piece of garbage. Root chakra candle, you are incredible. I very much appreciate all of your help that you have helped me with in my life. I would freeze, if it was water, I would freeze these two things and they would come back. This would be beautiful crystals under a microscope, while this would be very distorted. It goes to show that our whole bodies are made of water, and the way we speak to anybody reflects how we feel inside. So candles, for example, burning wax, all the elements, eating, water, fire, earth, air, things of that nature. the way we talk about it and talk to it. So with the root label on this candle and the crown label on this candle, both incredible candles. I do not hate you. I'm speaking as if it is alive. Everything vibrates. This is going to create healing and complete clean energy regarding your root chakra at the feet and your crown chakra at the top. I would have brought more or used like the heart chakra, third eye, and things of that nature, but we're focusing on the body today alone. So let me get my match here. Last time I lit a candle like this, I did light my nail on fire. Not only am I a tingle doctor, but I am also a tarot reader. I am a dream card spiritual leader, if you will. We are all psychic. Please take me seriously. Okay, so I'm just going to put that over here. Okay, second candle. Let me just break the wick off here a little bit. Okay. I actually do need to get these nails done. Reason I do have my nails done is for these trigger tests. You will see what I mean actually after this. Oh, it went out. Forgive me. So I am going to be taking your heart temperature and doing my facial check here in a moment, and then we will actually start the test. So So, I am putting all of my intention in here. I will be reviewing the notebook in a moment after I take your temperature and your heart rate. So let me grab these things right here. After I take your temperature, I will be putting on gloves to do the facial check. Please do not take it personally. I just need to be very cautious, okay? Are you ready? Go ahead and relax. I'm going to be checking your heartbeat in the front of your chest and your back, okay? Just go ahead and relax. May I touch you during this appointment? Absolutely. Thank you. Okay. Deep breath in. Out. Deep breath in. Putting my hand on your shoulder here. Deep breath out. Other shoulder, deep breath in. And out. Okay, go ahead and lean forward for me, please. Okay, put my hand on the back. Deep breath in. Out. Deep breath in. And out. Brilliant. So, it appears your heart rate is a little bit elevated, but nothing to be concerned about. I will be writing that down. It's about, let's see, about 85 over 120. No worries. We will be definitely taking that down to at least 40 beats per minute. Crazy as that sounds, the healthiest of athletes during sleep, their heartbeats can range from 35 beats per minute and still be 100% healthy here. So I'm going to be doing an oral suspension here today, and basically that's just taking your temperature. So forgive me. This does rectal and underarm as well. So let's see, connected here. Freshly clean. I change these every time I have a patient. No worries. All right. Just go ahead and open your mouth for me, please. Okay. Rise focusing very adequately. Okay. You are at 98.2, perfectly normal. Excellent for the experiment here today. Test. Theory. Whatever you'd like to call it. Alright, so last but not least, your vision tests. So, what I am going to be doing is just looking in your eyes. Nothing sinister, nothing. I don't have any colorblind tests, things of that nature. It's just checking your eyes. And then I'm going to do a touch test with your face. Basically, facial test. No worries, sit back and relax. There is nothing, again, I would like to not warn you, but just let you know, there's nothing here to be worried about today. This is all completely safe. It is a test, but there are no backward benefits. So I have this blue flashlight here with my blue gloves. Blue, 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 blue. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lift your eyelids up, starting with your right, and just look in. I would like you to follow the light when I tell you to, okay? Starting with your right eye. Okay. Just look directly ahead, please. Okay. Follow the light, please. Okay, perfect. You just pull down your lower lip. Alright, starting with your left now. Okay. Alright. Look ahead, please. Go ahead and follow the light for me, please. Alright, and then just pulling down, looking again. Excellent. Alright, so you definitely passed that. Alright, and one more thing, I'm just going to do a face test. I'm going to be feeling your temples, upper cheeks, your jaw, in between these areas, massaging the temples, not only touching them, and doing a press test. I'm going to be doing a press test where I press into the face and then pinch your ears up and around, okay? Alright, so let me start off by just feeling your face. I want you to tell me if you can feel the same sensation on each side, okay? Alright, I'm going to be starting with your left. Alright, could you feel that on both sides correctly? Same? Okay, great. Okay, just touching your temples. Just gently touching the forehead. Going down and around. Feeling the jaws, okay? Pinching the nose. You can smell the candle, correct? Excellent. What do you think the smell is? Yes, absolutely. Well, we know that I do not have to do a scent test, but there is nothing today that I want you to smell, so that's not part of the test, but... Alright, now I'm going to be doing the pressing, so just gently press on the forehead, pressing on the forehead. Alright, I'm going to be massaging the temples now. Pressing down around the face, pressing. Upper lip. Nose. Brilliant. Alright, so I'm going to be taking I'm trying to think which glove. This one. Dominant hand, I guess. And let's start the test. Let me get my notebook. All right. Go back to your chart, write down these results. So you are 100% ready. There we go. Heartbeat, heart rate. Vision. Okay, so we are ready for this trigger test. Now, the first trigger I'm going to be doing with you is your tapping. And I'm going to be tapping on two things, wood and plastic. And it's just a small variety. And I wanted to give this to you in the beginning, but I wanted you to focus with me, not worrying about your heart rate and your breathing, vision test, and things of that nature. What this is basically just a fidget cube I got at the dollar store. These were so rare back in March that I actually paid $32 for one of these before rather than $1, which they are now. The production is so cheap in other countries that these things go for a penny face value, and when you buy them in bulk you can sell them for $5 and be making a very large profit. So just hold it in your dominant hand unless I ask you for your help with one of the trigger tests, which I do not think I will. You can spin it, click it. It's literally made for people with anxiety and panic and those with autism, other mental illnesses, just to help in school to focus and things like that. I personally keep one in my pocket at all times along with this fidget spinner, but unfortunately with fidget spinners people took those and just completely did what the internet does with things like that. So I'll just set this here for you, take a sip of my coffee, and we will begin. Plastic, also water. I'm just going to be, there's nothing you have to do, just go ahead and sit back and relax. I just want you to look at me, do whatever comes naturally. Mouth sounds, the tongue clicking you hear comes to me naturally. And that's actually a test in itself, so I am going to try to keep that at a minimum. Brilliant. Alright, so next I have wood here. So I got this at a place in Ligonier, Pennsylvania. I live very close to there. I'm not sure if you've ever been there, but it is Ligonier Cabins. That's what I think it's called. It's a museum in regards to the war back in Civil War days. Forgive me if I am not getting that correct. I actually stole this pencil, basically, a few years ago. There. I was in a bad time. Don't steal, kids. Okay. Just go ahead. Nothing you have to do. Just relax. was looking in the reflection of the mirror over there, but this nail seems to be very uneven from the rest. I very much need to go get those filled today. My social anxiety as a doctor is very different from just natural without the clothes and the stethoscope and things of that nature. It's very hard to get myself to get up and do things if there is a big group of people involved, such as getting my nails done. There's always the large group of people involved, which actually turn out to be my patients half of the time, but it's just very odd and frightening. So, how do you feel right now? Brilliant. All right, so that was the first test. So far so good. We're going to kind of build it up. That's how we do it. So the next trigger I'm going to be using on you today is the sticky sounds, tape sounds, and you'll see me using back triggers. For example, I was just tapping on this. I'm going to be using sticky sounds, and then after that you'll see me doing like grip sounds with the tapping, with the sticky. You'll completely understand in time, I hope. Okay, so just go ahead, relax. Whatever comes naturally. I got a hair already stuck to it, and I don't even have hair on my hands, so that, of course, would happen to me. All right. Appears to be stuck. Every time I try to pull it off one way, it gets stuck the other way. Okay, so I am going to be taking the gloves off here in a moment. The next trigger I am going to be taking with you today is the face brushing, and basically just sensation on the face. And I'm going to be using 3 different things for that, one being this fuzzball keychain. You'll see why. I have 3 brushes here. And I have these facial mask sponges, and I'm just going to be using that for massaging of the face, okay? So I'm going to put that down here, and we will start off with the tickling of the face regarding the ball, okay? Okay. Just fluffing it, fluffing. Fluff, 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 fluff. If you were an adult, you would understand that this is actually a job. Okay. So just stay still. I'm just going to gently brush your face. Ready? Gentle brush. Slow, slow, Shame. Shame. Slow. Slow. Slow, slow, slow. Okay, excellent. All right, there's that. Let's start out with the first brush we have today. It's a round, it's pretty fluffy, but it's still dense at the same time. You'll be able to feel it a lot more. Just going to be brushing. The point is not to know exactly on the face where I am brushing, but I'm sure you could feel it. So. Okay, so you did excellent with that. Next, I'm going to be using this brush right here. Very soft, but at the same time kind of feels like the conditioner in a box dye that you put on your hair, and then you let your hair air dry, and it's greasy, but at the same time it's still kind of soft, even though you know it's damaged. That's exactly how I feel about the sensation of this brush. Okay, so just gently going to excellent. And then our final brush today is this makeup brush by Hard Candy. And what I'm going to be doing, this is very, very dense. Soft yet prickly, almost as if it's tickling version. I'm not going to use this right here. This is way too, I think, thick and uncomfortable to use on the face. So, you ready? Brilliant. Okay, so last but not least are these sponges. Can't tell if they're open or not. Okay. Alright, now I can take the gloves off in one moment. Very soft. I'm assuming the sponge is supposed to be wet. Percy didn't know the sponge was supposed to be wet. Okay. Brilliant. Okay. You did excellent on that test, and again, that was the just face tickling and things of that nature. The next thing I'm going to be doing is very simple mouth sounds. Tongue clicking, whispering, and kissing sounds. Inaudible whispering, you'll see what I mean. Let me just put these back over here. Okay, so I just want you to sit back and relax, and we're going to first start out with some tongue clicking, which you've been hearing me do throughout this video, forgive me, throughout this appointment. I'm thinking about a YouTube video, which I mentioned in the beginning. You do appear to be becoming very relaxed, so if you do end up falling asleep, I will put your prescription for those YouTube channels directly next to you on the paper once I fill out your results at the end. Again, if you are awake, I will be asking you some questions. If not, no worries. So let's begin. Brilliant. You definitely seem to be relaxing at this moment. So those were the mouth sounds, and now we are going to be doing the hair sounds. Basically feel and how it sounds. So now I'm actually going to be physically touching you here today. Many people do not like these brushes as they create frizz and cause breakage, but I'm only going to be going over your hair a few times, okay? Nothing to worry about. Okay, are you ready? Very beautiful hair. You have amazing looking hair. Okay, so now I'm just going to be rubbing my hands through your hair, just very, very thick scalp massage, very vigorous in a way. Vigorous but slow and gentle, okay? Gentle massaging the back of the head, top, and the sides of the head up near where I massaged the temples prior. Okay. And a little bit fast. Finish you off. Okay. Gentle, 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 gentle. Brilliant. Okay, so that test is over and you did incredible. It seems that this ASMR phenomenon is truly showing visually on others' faces, let alone their body movements, which it seems you have none, which means that you are passing with incredible colors. So, we're going to be doing some water sounds now, and then the final test, which is the fizz, relatable to liquid, I assume. I'm just going to be spraying water around the area. I'm going to cover your eyes, and then I'm going to do it in front of your eyes. And the final test, I'm going to be opening 2 cans of carbonated drinks, one being beer and the other being a soda, and we're going to listen to those noises, and I'm going to see how you react. You may not make it to the end of this test, but let's hope that you do. Regarding, you've passed, so you can definitely tell that you are experiencing what is known as autonomous sensory meridian response. So I'm just going to cover your eyes here. Test, test. Test, test, test. Test, 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 test. Test off the zone. Okay, ready? Just shutting your eyes here. And here we go. Alright, and the final test, try to keep your eyes open for this one. You're definitely falling asleep. Anybody who's played Zelda? Okay. So, we're going to be starting with the beer first. I have this absolutely terrible Coors Light beer here. It just seemed to be sitting in a family member of mine's fridge, so I stole it. Cold lagered, cold filtered, and cold packaged. Let's see when the expiration date on this is. November 7th, 2016. Well, we know that this is probably not carbonated, but we will test it. I don't know. It's not looking good. Let's try. set this right here and grab the soda. Wiping the condensation off of it. Ready? Okay. Okay, so I am going to put this right here, let that settle, maybe you can hear, and I'm going to be writing the results to your test. You seem to be falling right out of it, so I'm going to try to ask the questions very quickly. No worries, if you're asleep, obviously you should not be hearing me right now, so I'm very, very excited though. You definitely passed. There you are. Okay. Let's see. Definitely falling asleep. We'll see if you nod. Was this relaxing for you? I wonder if they have experienced tingles. I did not let them know that there is a difference between tingles and frisson. You get goosebumps from tingle or from frisson whenever you get ASMR. You can get goosebumps, but it's not likely. Okay, so I've got most of everything. Okay, so I promise to write her a prescription for those channels. We'll start with mine, Karuna Satori. Basic plus ASMR. ASMR Alyssa and Minx Laura. 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, RX and sign off. process at their bedside, and their test is all done, and it definitely 100% was a success. I'm very grateful for the opportunity to have tested on this patient today. Just finish this. Brilliant, brilliant. Very, very pleased with the results. All right, I'm going to let this person sleep and hope they sleep very well.